G'day everyone, welcome back to the Fantasy Take TV podcast. We're here back in 2026 for the first show of our preseason. I know George has been pumping out a lot of content. I've been hiding away. He's been trying to get me back. That's a lie. He hasn't really messaged me, but I said we should probably get a pod going. So it's come up quick, the footy. Like watching the State of Origin last night. We'll talk about that shortly. But only less than 3 weeks to the footy now, George. It sort of crept up quickly. I'm sort of always watching a few other sports. This is my sort of off season in a sense from footy, but we're back, mate. So I know you've been keen for a while. You're always keen as soon as round 24 ends or whatever. Before finals, you're already planning next year. But how are you feeling, mate?
Yeah.
Like you always put a lot of research in. How are you feeling ahead of this year?
Yeah, good. Also, I've moved house as well. Finally moved out. As you can see in the background.
Good piano.
Yeah. Good price as well. I got it for. Anyway, for those us on audio, you'd have to watch the visual for that. But yeah, it's been good. I mean, I've started pumping out probably the last couple of weeks. I took 2 weeks off basically of no content, and then now sort of with a month out, sort of heating up now. So no, it's not far away at all. It's like what 3 weeks or something, 4 weeks. So
Yeah.
About a month. No, less than a month. So 8th, I think it starts.
Yeah.
Final practice game's on the 1st. So, it doesn't feel like it's that far away, like that close. It's just crept up. Like I've just got like a few things in Discord that I haven't organized. I was going to do a big eliminator. I'm leaving that a little bit late. I've left the leagues late, so a little bit behind the 8 ball, but still keeping up with the research, which is the most important thing. So, yeah, should be a good year this year. And, good to have you back.
Yeah. Always got to get back into it on a podcast. I haven't talked in front of a camera for a while. Just been actually my line of work, watching a lot of people do that from behind the glass. I work in a podcast studio, so recording podcasts, editing them all day, and then I feel like I put the most work into that. And like over the years, we haven't really done a whole lot of work into this. We just sort of sit down and record. It's funny how we don't like do a whole lot of editing, a whole lot of stuff. We just hit record and
that's definitely
upload it. So
yeah.
no, but I do like that in a sense. Like the only reason I really enjoy SuperCoach is just the community talk. Chatting with you every week. I'm gonna make a conscious effort this year. I mean, mostly due to time. Like I've just got less time these days than I did when I was younger. But putting hours and hours into it. I know you probably never change. It's hard. It's a big passion of yours, but we love the footy and obviously SuperCoach. But I just like sitting down once a week, chatting with you, hearing what the community's got to say every now and then. But yeah, I'll say that, but we'll see if I how well I stick to that in the next 6 months.
Once it starts, you'll be right.
Yeah. But yeah, last night, George's Origin. So for us on Valentine's Day, we were watching the footy, so didn't do too much last night for us single people. But what did you think, mate? I did like just in general, before we even talk about like plays and whatnot, like the whole spectacle, the build up. I think it went pretty well, in my opinion. But what did you think?
I definitely like more footies is good. I think it's just replaced the practice game, really.
Yeah.
I like the concept. Obviously, I'm down in beautiful South Australia. We weren't a part of it this year, but hopefully we are. Be good to see like a Dawson running around with the Lockie Neal and whatnot. Phil Thorpe up front, so it'll be fun. Like I think it's great for the players. They get to mix and match. Like watching Nick feed Butters on the outside was pretty wild a few times. Like it's crazy. So I like the concept. Our generation didn't really grow up with it. It was sort of, I think, late 80s, early 90s. I'm not sure. That's when.
No.
We
got no memory of it. Like this didn't happen. Was it? By the time we started watching footy, so.
Yeah, I like the concept. Before we get into SuperCoach stuff, like, what did you think of the sort of concept of it?
Yeah, I thought it went really well. I was like, all the week leading up, them going over midweek, and I was actually watching Crippers. I don't know if you saw Crippers videos on YouTube. He was sort of doing like a video every day since when he got there on Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, sort of behind the scenes, and it was cool. Like, because obviously he's big WA guy, the captain, grew up there, and showing what it was like, and he was like the players just all seem really keen, which was always going to be the key, right? If they're just like, the NBA All-Star game's tomorrow, George, and I'm not sure if you know how that has been going over the last 15 years. That's not really a thing. The players just rock up.
It's like
they don't even want to be there. Yeah, like
yeah.
That's their mid-year. Like they're in the midst of the season. They have no motivation to. And they're not really playing. The thing with State of Origin, right? Why it works so well in NRL, why it worked in the past with footy until whatever reasons that they stopped doing it. Like there's passion, there's pride in like the jumper you're playing for. Like you actually want it. Like I'm sure the WA boys were all saying like let's get it over these Vics, mate. They're going in confident. They think they're better than us. Like that's and you saw the heat in it. Like it's probably a bit not forced, but like Butters and Toby Green getting into it with all the WA boys. Like it was cool to watch. Like there's actual passion for it. Whereas like the All-Star game in the NBA, what are you playing for? East versus West? I don't think they really care. Like
just LeBron doing recruiting.
Yeah, they're trying to do world versus USA or whatever this year, but I guarantee you it's not going to be any different. But I think it went well. It's like they're going to continue it, whether it's a couple of games. I don't know if the allies would work. Like
could they do 2 games and then just rotate?
I feel like they just do one game, one big game, build up, and they just sort of rotate it, right? Like next year it's Vic versus SA, and then the year after it's SA versus WA, like something like that. Like,
what about our fellow Queenslanders and New South Welshmen?
Yeah, I know. Look, they probably will.
Same.
Yeah, they would be a good team actually if they combine. So there's a lot of talent up there.
They'll bloody take over Vic at this rate.
Yeah, there is more kids there. So yeah, maybe they do that, but I think it should. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to continue. They went really well, and I'm sure they want to keep doing it. So no, I reckon it went well. Sort of the game wise, I think the Vics were sort of always in control. WA made a couple pushes, but I just think the overall skill level was great. Like there was maybe towards the end of every quarter, you can see the fatigue setting in a bit, and then but for the most part, I know obviously injuries. And, I'm never going to complain about that. There's literally a practice game going on tomorrow between Geelong and Hawthorn. Like, what are you going to say? Like, I don't know. Wiedering just went in pretty hard to do a contest, and 2 people landed on him. That can happen in any footy game. It can happen at training. Tom Green did his bloody ACL at training. Like, I don't even think it was an intra-club, right? So,
I think Bedford tackled him sort of like wasn't really Bedford's fault, but I saw the vision of it. It's a bit unlucky.
Yeah. As far as players, who stood out to you? Not like what they scored or whatever, but I mostly just want to see who's fit and firing for this time of year.
I don't think you learn about you watch the rucks all load time on ground. I don't think you'll learn too much. Probably, I don't know how well it's going to translate into the actual season, but definitely the centre bounce a lot. Like it's much easier to get clean taps off, so less hitting to plays in space looks a little easier. So that means less chance for repeat stoppage. Probably wasn't my main takeaway, but I think we got opening round to have a proper look at that. In terms of individual players, like it's all like premiums in the midfield, really. So we kind of already know what they are. Yeah. So I don't think we really learned anything. I think they said Nick's had a flawless preseason, and past few years Nick's had a few interruptions. Although I think Nick was injured early before Christmas because he finished the injured last year. But regardless, it looks really good. And I don't think I made any changes. I did. I think I threw Nick in the fantasy team, which I didn't have before. That was about it. But the Rucks all played like sort of 50, 40, 60% TOG. Pretty hard to get a proper read on that. Like the defenders just did their thing. Like Sinclair didn't score much. Like he'll do his 110 this year plus. Anything you took out of it, or any players or Rucks or anything?
No, like you said, the top end guys, we know what they are, so it's not really anything surprising. And obviously, even whatever you want to call them, the next step below, like Andersons and stuff. Like obviously, they weren't getting the mid-time they would. So if anyone's reading too much into it, with scores from top guys like that, I think you're looking at it a bit wrong. Like it's just literally the collection of, well, for Vic anyway, and Vic's like most of our bloody SuperCoach team that we have every year. Like that's how good their team is. Obviously, WA had some good players too, but don't read anything into it too much, other than how guys are looking. And there's obviously a couple of guys that like got injured, a couple of guys got like managed at the end of the game, didn't come back on. So I don't think anyone was too relevant for that. But
Well, I've put a line
Um,
through Gorn for me. I think it was.
Yes, that's the one we're going to speak about. So that came out this morning. Yeah.
It was a precautionary check of the hammy. It must have something going on, but it was cleared to play. He also it hasn't been reported anywhere. This is why you rely on people like me to check Demonland in December. He did a hammy pre-December as well. He's also been a fair bit off the track with some finger stuff, which you're probably not going to worry about. That's enough for me at his age, even though it's all minor stuff. That's enough for me. Plus the uncertainty in the ruck line, I'm going to steer clear of that. But every time I've doubted Gorn, it is backfired. So who knows?
Yeah. Every year, stage over.
That's just me. Like I don't like my player having a bit of hamstring awareness 3 weeks out from round one.
Yep.
I'll call on that. That's probably the only real opinion change I've got there in terms of players be related. But it'll be fine.
I don't think we're probably going there anyway. Like I know I wasn't, but that's kind of confirmed that I probably won't, at least to start with anyway. You know, if Gorn gets cheap at some point during the year, always gonna have a look.
And just on that as well, when Gorn gets cheap, such a high priority get him. Like I don't think you got him either.
No, he went berserk. Yeah,
let him go, and that was like, that was catastrophe. It was like 140s every week, but anyway, learn this year, snap him up when the price is right.
Yeah. We'll talk about the rucks a bit later, like when we go through our teams, line by line. But it is an interesting point. Like, I don't think they're like dead. So what? A lot of people are thinking that from last night. Don't think that. Obviously, they're not rucking solo for their own teams like they would.
Yeah,
and they're rucking against each other. Like there was the best rucks rucking against each other, right? There's only probably 5 of them, 6 of them in the comp. So just don't overreact to last night.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll talk about that a bit later when we go through our teams. But we quickly wanted to just go through the schedule. So there's heaps of pracky matches coming up. Of course, they start tomorrow, Monday. You're listening to this Sunday night. Yep.
I've got it in front of me, so quickly run through the next 20 seconds. Hawthorn Geelong are playing Monday night. No, sorry, Monday afternoon. This is all on the AFL website. Actually, I'm wasting my time going through it all. But Hawthorn Geelong kick off on February 16 around midday tomorrow. And then we'll get 5 days of games. Friday has a lot of games. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Friday, take a sickie. 4 games are on. And then Saturday is the last game of this block. Monday to Saturday, unofficial games. Then there's a 3-day break. And then we move into community series fixture, which is a little less intensive, 1 or 2 games every day for the next 5 days, which will be good. That finishes up on March 1. And then we move into opening round the week after. About a week away from that. So,
First game's on that Thursday, the 5th. So,
was it the 5th? Oh my goodness, that's 19 days.
Am I wrong?
No, that's February. There's 17 days. Oh my god.
Wait, hold on. I might be wrong in saying that. Don't quote me. I thought it was kind of pretty. Yeah, it is. March.
No, you're right.
5th. Yeah.
Jesus,
mate. Yeah, I know it's ridiculous. Obviously, tune into those when you can. Stay at home and take a sickie like George will, but I won't be doing that. So I'll be relying on you. Although Port Adelaide's after work, mate. So maybe you should go to work and then just come home and watch that.
We'll see. We shall say. I got a few days banked up. Got to use them. I don't think anyone from work watches this, so I should be good.
Cool. And then we've got a couple of players here, George, we're keen to watch. We just sort of jotted some down before the podcast. I mean, there's heaps. Like, it's not just these 3 each, but my first one's Kitty. I just assumed fit he'll play, and I think he still will, but it's more his role, right? So, from what I've heard, I don't know, people tell me, all the track watchers and all that. I feel like there's a track watch at every club now, which there didn't used to be. There's all these people taking sickies like you, but actually going and providing some, some insight instead of just sitting at home. No, I'm kidding. But he played a bit of half back, right? But then half forward in the most recent one. Am I right in saying that? And kicked a couple of goals.
I heard half forward, yeah.
That's just one I want to see, because I think if he's I still think he could do pretty well in a Brizzy team that's role, the best in the comp. Playing that role, they might manage his minutes right with the extra bench player that they've got this year. But I just think he's that talented, and at 230k, he could still make 100, 150, obviously going very well with a spike game or two. And just in that team, I think it's like he could, even if that role is that bad. But obviously that would put me off him a bit more than if he was playing in defense. But yeah, go on.
That sort of role, what are you looking at? Like a 60 to 75 sort of range?
Yeah, we're just like maybe a big game here, here or there against when they dominate a bad team, which I actually don't know their fixture off the top of my head. I only know a couple of teams, but yeah, I imagine they'd be favoured in most games they play Brizzy this year, if not all. What is your play you want to
watch? Josh Rochelle would be good to see. Gary Lyon on SEN the other day said a Petrarca like breakout looms. Geez, that was a pretty high level breakout. I think Petrarca went straight to 110. I don't think that's going to happen with Rochelle. But yeah, all the talk was Rochelle this, Rochelle that in the midfield. He was behind Peatling and Berry in CBAs when it was A versus Bs in the first half of the trial game. So that was I was expecting to see more, but it's a bit like the Connor McDonald thing where, he's training midfield, but what's his actual role? Like just because he's training midfield because he already knows how to play forward. So he's not training to be a midfielder, just be used as a midfielder, if that makes sense, when they need him. So Rochelle, let's just see the role. I'll leave it at that in stoppage craft. So yeah.
It's worth doing that in preseason, like training as a mid if you're a forward like that who has the capability, right? Because you never know. Guys might go down. Dawson, God forbid, gets a 10-week injury. It's like, dude, we need someone else in there. You've trained in preseason there. Yeah, so exactly. I think it's worth doing in preseason, but until the real thing, which I'm sure, maybe not the first pracky next week, but obviously Amy, they'd probably do what they're going to do most likely around, and then they play round 0. Oh, no, they don't actually, do they? They don't have a bye. So I guess pay attention in that last Amy game to see truly what it is. I like that one because he's definitely in consideration for me. Another one similar, but a bit more expensive because he averaged a bit more last year is Cozzy. I just don't know fully what his role is. And look, you look at the numbers and you look at CBAs on DFS, like I'm sure all of us do, to think we know what's going on. But Cozzy doesn't really play like 80% midfield like these CBAs might suggest, right? He's like Dusty, kind of used to attend him, give him a spark in there to get the centre clearance, and then he just goes back down forward. And he might roll up to stoppage, often he would, but he's not playing truly around the ball.
Not tracking the ball the whole game.
All the time. No. So I want to see if he actually is doing that more this year. And I feel like he kind of has to, right? Like they lost a lot, especially a lot of like tracks like the dynamic mid they had. Obviously, Clary was more of the extractor. Maybe that's more of what Steele's going to do for him. But I feel like they need that guy. And there's obviously younger guys they might want to try and get to do that. But Cozzy's like been doing it on the footy field, whether it's up forward or, when he goes midfield here and there for years, right? So is he the one that takes that step? But it's like he's truly one of those guys, like even more so than Heaney, that's like he's elite small forward. Do we take him out of this role for too long of the game? And obviously I don't think they ever will. But is it just that slightly bit more than what it's been in past years? I'm just keen to see. But he is 500k Jules almost, so it's like I'm gonna have to be pretty confident in it to go there, because if it's not, it's that pick can go pretty badly quickly, right? He could drop a 30, play more forward, and it's like, what do I do here? Shit, do I have to get off? That's one a position I don't want to be stuck in. So do you have any thoughts on Cozzy, sorry?
Yeah, a bit like you said, see if there's any role change in terms of, sitting more forward. They've got Windsor and Langford that can roll through the midfield.
Yeah.
I think they've both been doing multiple roles in preseason from what I've read. Still, I think almost has to play in there. I don't think I have much choice in Cozzy as well. So
they drafted his cousin, right? So maybe he could take his spot up forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Trell might be a decent rookie as well. I think did 70s in the Sandful, but I haven't really looked at Cozzy as an option. He's one where let's just have a look. Like 500k, you can get some good stuff for 500k. So I say LDU is all right, but I think LDU should do like a 105. He should outscore Cozzy at a similar price. Just differences with forward status, but no, he's one I'll happily wait on. He can go on a stretch of a few poor scores, but he can go large as well. So one of those low floor, high ceiling players. So for me, Yeah, I guess I'll give him a watch, but probably can't see myself picking him.
I think he went on like a 5-game stretch of like 130 last year, like went berserk. But then
Yeah.
also, he still, what did he end up averaging, 90 or whatever, shows that he can truly go the other way too. So it is one of those picks that, yeah, we'll just play by ear. Who's your next guy?
I've got another Crows player, so Lachlan McAndrew. I was watching 7 News tonight, or just before they had an interview with, I think Graham Corns interviewed Matthew Nix, and yeah, the interview was about, they asked him about the ruck, and he said, like McAndrew's really taken up to Rob this preseason. He's got 8 centimeters on him, and it's making a real difference, which makes me think, like, you look at like a Ned Reeves.
Yeah,
he's 240k, and his tap work apparently has been really good in preseason against Meek. But when you're like, I think 210 plus, that's having a big impact. So I'm not sure. They both have like strengths and weaknesses, and it's just which one they want to go with. Do they want the one that's getting to more tap outs in the center bounce, or do they want Rob, who's better around the ground? They have to make that call.
Yeah.
I think people will want to field this at R2. Oh man, I don't know. I feel not sure because he's around. I want to see his around the ground work because apparently it's. I didn't see a lot of it in the practice game, so watch McAndrew, see what he does around the ground and how he goes in the ruck. A little bit unproven. So the Crows never addressed their ruck situation. Like they had Strawn, like for who knows how long. It's just like a backup non-developing ruck.
Yeah.
Whereas McAndrew was like, shit, we need a ruck. We need to find one. So Sydney delisted him. We took him. He's still fairly young, like early 20s, I think. So look, see how he goes.
Yeah.
Let's make a call whether it's an R2 or an R3 or a flex. Probably leaning towards R3 or flex at this stage if he plays.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to our teams and a bit of structure. I mean, yeah, Rob's 30, right? So they got to look towards the future. He's probably older than people think. He sort of came in to the team probably 24, 25, like a bit late. He was behind Source for a bit. So
yeah,
he, yeah, you know what Rob is, you know what he provides, and some things he doesn't. And it's like, can McAndrew provide different? What they neither really do is play forward, right? So they're not going to play in the same team, are they?
No chance. No way.
So it'll be one of them. And then it's like, you know, can that flip at any point? Maybe, but
yeah, that's the problem. You can absolutely flip. So every time Rob's been dropped twice in the past 3 or 4 years, and he's come back 2 weeks later.
And he earns it back. Yeah.
And he like, buries the SNFL ruck into the ground like 10 feet under, and he comes back. That's the risk. Yeah,
it's like, okay, they know what Rob is. It's just, do they like it? And is it going to help with the new rules? Is he still going to be serviceable enough? So, yeah, that's a good one to watch. And my last one's Joel Frazier. Now, look, he's 430K. I love him as a player. It's just, again, the Dogs team, even though they've lost a few mids over the years, is still one that's very hard to find time in there for a guy like him. Granted, 2 of the guys that have taken up a bit of mid time over the years are getting on quite a bit. Like, I don't know how old Libba is now, but
he's 33, I reckon.
He's still going, but injuries can happen. And then Trelaw's obviously come back from a pretty injury-riddled year last year. And I'm sure he'll feature some time, some midfield, but just, is there a pathway to Frazier getting more midfield, or is it just going to still be some, mostly half forward and try and impact inside 50, which he did pretty well, in some games last year, had some good scores, but obviously inconsistent in that area if that's your role. So, look, I don't know. He's just one I'm just have a quick squeeze out over the preseason, see if anything's changed. If not, probably won't go there. But obviously, if it looks like it has, then he'll be one on everyone's radar. Maybe not to start, but at least to look at some point. And I don't know. It's hard to see, but
the talent's there for sure.
The talent is there for sure. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll get opening round to look at him. Third player I want to watch is Xavier Lindsay. Hopefully Salem's back, and we'll see what that looks like. But Lindsay is playing halfback, taking kick-ins, trained there in the preseason, played wing last year. So probably a good decision by King to move him there. Pretty good kick. I think I was watching him closely. He had a few blunders from kick-ins, but I wouldn't stress too much about that. But I think he was the main kick-out guy for the A team.
Yep.
I think they did A. No, I can't remember if it was mixed, to be honest. I think Xavier Taylor was in the other team, the other rookie.
They might have done like what you
I think it was
to start with and then rotate after that, or I'm not sure.
Look, either way, the role is quite nice. It's 270K, so probably a little bit more expensive, but we'll see what happens. Stephen May has been taking bulk kickouts for like a decade now, or however long he's been at Melbourne. So we'll see the kick-ins, and then we'll see how he looks. But yeah, I think it's a sneaky one. Maybe a bit better for other formats, but keeping an eye on Lindsay.
Yep. Sweet. I'm sure there's heaps more, obviously, we could go through, but rookies are obviously a big one. I think you only had one rookie there, but I feel like it's a year, George, just after looking at SuperCoach, finally, probably over the last week or 2 weeks, there's a lot of rookies this year. Like, could be a lot of, bottom price area rookies than there has been in the past. Just looks like could be a lot of options all over the board. And maybe we always do say this before preseason games happen and they start striking themselves out. But it does.
Yeah.
Like, there could be quite a few moneymakers at cheap, we're not forced to start like 150K, 180K, 200K players. There could be quite a few, at normal rookie prices or pretty cheap. So, yeah, they're obviously ones we'll need to watch as well.
In all three lines as well, not including the Ruck, or Ruck line potentially, but But yeah, there is. It seems we don't know for sure, but there's opportunity there for quite a lot of young guys that we've heard good things about in preseason, been the ones and whatnot. So yeah, I think I had Zeke Ullin for a while. I want to see how he looks, but I don't have him at the moment. Pretty much shaped up full guns and rookies besides Parrish and Young and Flanders. So we'll get to that soon. But yeah, this more rookies means more cash to play with. And I think we learned probably last year, like getting every rookie off the field early wasn't as impactful as having the right rookies, having one player drop off and, a lot of good premiums go on good runs early, like the defenders, I think like Zorko, Whitfield, and Sinclair just went nuts. Like not having those three early was bad.
Yep.
And they were 600K. So yeah, some people are hesitant to pay 600 plus, and I get it. This year, I'm kind of happy to. I think we've got enough rookies and questions over some mid prices that, I'm happy to pay that.
Yep. Fair enough. All right, go through our teams, George, or just a quick discussion where we're at. I know you've probably done it a few times on your channel. I haven't, really made it.
Let the people know what you're thinking. You've been hiding your team for a long time.
I haven't really had one. I made one. When did it? We had the early picker. I didn't really look too hard then. Maybe made one in January, and then I only really started, playing around with it this week, and just stuffing around. I don't really have like anything locked in. Obviously, that goes without saying. But like, I've just been seeing what works, with different sort of players at different prices, to potentially see what happens. Like,
let's hear defense.
So I think I will for sure pick one of the four from last year. It's just who. Like, I had Nas in there when I started it, and it was like absolutely. But he's going to get a hell of a lot of attention this year. Maybe, to be honest, he's probably just too good for it to matter too much. But does he ever touch the back line again? Like, is what's Ross thinking there? Do we just play in midfield, tiny bit of forward from here on out because he's that good and can impact games, or does he still get back from time to time? I'm not sure. So
it's Harry Sheezel all over again last year.
Yeah, I know. And obviously Nas, I think, maybe has a bit more. To be honest, I don't know. That's probably selling Shee's forward craft short because he's bloody good too. But I don't know. Nas has more of that it factor up there. Probably judging it too much off one game. But Nas did kick a lot of goals last year, like a lot, even from defense. Like he just gets going once they can't catch him and he's having shots on goal. Like he'd have a heap of shot. He could have kicked more. I feel like he kicked heaps of points too. So I've sort of not gone off Nas. Like I love him, but for now I have Whitfield, and it's like I don't know if I want to do this either. So look, I will pick one of them, George, but man, I don't know who. I've been flip flopping. I have nothing really set in stone on any of them, but that's my D1, so that doesn't really say too much. But then I have Rosie. I think a lot of us will. That's probably not really too surprising. And then I've got McKercher and Josh Worrell. They've gone 4 deep there.
Josh Worrell, okay.
I know,
Where did
I
this
know.
come from?
It's just in my team as of yesterday because, like, I don't know. Locke was talking. Yeah, well, that happened. I didn't really know, and then someone said it. Locke said that, and I don't know. Like, he averaged 90 last year. Yeah, I mean, I'm always like negative on Richmond players. You probably are a little bit with Adelaide players sometimes, but do you feel like you could push like 95 to 100 with a few more kick-ins, or what do you see there?
I don't think it's impossible, but it's one where like I think he might do a little bit more, but I'm not sure.
It's like not heaps of upside to where it's like
I'd go back to I'd pay 550 another 50K for some missionary.
Yeah. See, he did into my team the other day, and I was like, I feel at home.
He
was all right last night, actually, Geordie.
Yeah, he was good. His Worrell's buy is pretty bad. He shares with a lot of players. I don't know if you've looked at that buy yet, but
I feel like that's probably I wouldn't keep him past that.
Yeah, I think it's like a safe, like worst case high 80s, maybe best case 100.
I was just like, I hate these early buys, man. Let's find someone who's not got one, because I was looking at my team and I pressed show buys round 3, and I was like, holy shit, half my team's gone. Like 3 days ago, and I was like, crap. So yeah, look, I don't know if he'll stay there, but he's there for now. And then I had Kitty, and then I've had Ballard because I was playing around and needed an extra 30K. So I think like if Kitty looks good, he'll go back to Kitty. But Ballard's there at 200K. Have you looked at him, or what's? I don't really know much about. I know for a key
I've been through that with Liam Jones, and that was a snail to get to 300K. I'm good.
I think I put Sam Cumming in, and I needed like cash from whatever rookie I took out. So I was like, I'll just put Kitty down to Ballard for now. But it was Kitty that spot, and then 3 rookies after that. But there could be more defender rookies to where I don't need to go that deep in defense either. Like, it's a tough balance at the minute before we know much more. But that's the defense. Going to go through yours, or am I going through my whole team?
I'll go through mine.
Yeah,
I got Nass. I'm just going to pick him, just back the talent. It's kind of hard. I need to pick another premium. I've got Whitfield, so I've gone double on the same buy. Shit. I don't care. I'll just cop the 50-point loss. I like Whitfield. It'll be probably Whitfield or Sinclair or Ash. I got to pick one. I like all 3, to be honest.
It's hard, isn't
Ash, yeah. Whitfield's turned 32 this year. I don't know. I think it should be fun, hopefully. But having owned Whitfield in the past, especially like starting him, it's been he's gone off. He's got like blurred vision. Is he concussed? Is he not concussed? Like, they can't see where he got concussed, but he's it's just a nightmare. But I love watching Whitfield, and he's a pig. I'm very confident Rosie will be in this top echelon. Colby, self-explanatory. Apparently didn't take a lot of kick-ins last practice game, bit up the ground or something like that, but I think he'll be fine.
If Caleb Daniels still taking, if he's still in the team really this year, I don't know what North are doing.
Clark will be gone if he's in the team all year. And then just a bunch of rookies. So I'll just read him out. I've got Joyce Sarong playing Jux on the field, which I don't know much about him, but he's playing defense for Dogs. Your man Gibcus, hopefully he can put some good football together. And then there's a few West Coast rookies there. There's a Xavier Taylor's there. There's a Newland if you want to play. There's like a lot to pick from. So we'll worry about that later. But that's what I've got at the moment. So I think the 4 premium structure is where I'll go. I think you can go 3 depending on the rookies. And it looks like most likely that will be viable. Do I just drop a Whitfield for someone without a buy elsewhere and play 3 rookies? I don't know, maybe. But we'll see.
Yep. I had Gibcus. I'm not actually certain he plays round 1. Round 1 for us. We'll see. Like, he hasn't played footy for 2 years, basically. So
yeah, fair.
Maybe they give him like defense is where we actually have some experience still on our list. So maybe they ease him in. I don't really know. Midfield. This has changed a bit. Like Butters obviously hasn't gone anywhere, but Bonds entered my team yesterday.
Big spender.
The day before, because I took, we'll get to why later, but Bond's in there at the minute. I don't think he's locked by any means to stay there because paying $700K for anyone in this game.
What quarter of Origin did you put him in?
It was before that actually, because I took out R2. Already gave it away. But,
okay.
So yeah, I went like R2 down to someone. I'll talk about it later, and then Harley Reid up to Bont because I did have Harley Reid in there for a bit when I made my first, real team after having a look. So Bont, Butters, Dacos, he wasn't in there. I'll admit last night I had Noah Anderson, but I was like, why the fuck haven't you got Nick Dacos, man? Like, look at this kid. I don't care if he gets a tag 24 rounds in a row. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter, man. I feel like even more so this year, Collingwood, just all the points are going to be to him. And we say it every year, really, but I feel like it's going to be more this year because, I don't know, I feel like they'll be a bit worse. Older dudes are getting older and he's taking these points like all these young kids coming in.
Defenders are depleted. Howe's injured. Dartmoor's injured.
Yeah, so it might just be team on the back every damn week. And Errol Gordon has been there, I think, for most of the week, outside of one day or something when I trade him in and out. But I don't know. Love Errol, 550K. If he's playing more inside time, I don't know if that like fully is good for like he does a lot of damage on the outside, but come on, around the ball more must be good for him. And if he's after last year, full preseason, as much as I'm aware, unless you know anything else, he'd be raring to go. I'm sure
he'll be hungry. They'll be good this year. The Swans as well,
for sure.
Yep. More scorers. He's actually got a forward to hit to.
That's true.
Kick to now.
Yeah, I can see him having a big year. Then Hayden Young, Darcy Parish, they haven't really gone anywhere since the game opened. And then just, rookies. Sam Cumming, put him in today, I think. Jagger, Carroll, Schoenberg, old mate. I think he played well or some shit. Put him in. I don't know. Whatever. You get my point.
I think he'll play.
And then Rechko or whatever. Honestly, don't even know what he looks like. I just know he probably might be playing for us on the wing. I don't really know. I feel like if he's playing ahead of like Ralph Smith or something, it might be a bit hard done by. I don't think he's a lock either, so we'll see. But yeah.
Nice.
Then one man I will not speak about. It's not in my team.
Oh, the cash cow of the year. I watched that game. We'll get to him. All right. I think a template is sort of formed. It's hard to find a team without Butters, Nick, and Gordon at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe some are going without Gordon, but I think Butters and Nick are in just about every team I'm seeing at the moment. So I got those three. I'm like you. I swapped out English, and I only have money for 600K mid, and I don't know who to pick. I've got Dawson there at the moment. Then
one man you guys that killed me last year. Saw a video pop floating around of Brio boys saying who's the most upset that they weren't included in Origin, and it's like Andy Brayshaw was 15 answers in a row. Like,
yeah,
you're playing angry this year, Andy. Pretty unlucky not to be in. Obviously, just would have been another midfielder that Vic has. But he's one. I think he's like 615. Maybe you could go there. But he did finish the year like averaging, I don't know, once like 110 or something after his real hot first half.
It was stiff. Obviously, they gave a gold pass to Danger with Chris Scott as a coach. So fair enough. But
he'll be in there future years.
So yeah, I've got Dawson, but I got to pick a mid. I don't know who to pick. So I've got Dawson there. Like you got Young and Parrish, Jagger, and then Sir William Brodie. He's going to make a lot of cash this year, I think. Some people don't want to pick him because Wines is suspended the first 2 weeks. He's probably going to play, and then he might get dropped. Like, he can just set him 11. If he's dropped, I'll take the scores on field and then back him in. He's rookie price, so I've got that. I've got Dyson, Sharp, Rechko, and Schoenberg. Now, had Carroll in before. Apparently, he's playing halfback in the ones. I have no idea if he's any good, though. Yeah. So that's my midfield.
I can't believe Will Brodie's a relevant pick in 2026. I thought I'd suppress that, move well past that. That was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I cannot believe.
3 years
Port must be joining the Tigers in the bottom four, man, if they're fucking parked.
Can I just say,
every week. Seriously.
I watched the Port intro. I reckon 2 of the top 3 or 4 best ons Brody, and Jaden Stevenson.
Which honestly must be. How bad are they going? Honestly, what the hell?
I don't know. Well, I thought they were good. So.
Jaden Stevenson, mate, he was making like conspiracy TikToks and like being a fridge mechanic for the last year or some shit. Playing like local footy near me or like in Victoria. What the hell? I saw someone say like Stevenson's killing it, like kicked a couple of goals. I'm like, oh, who's this rookie? Typed it in. He wasn't in the game. I'm like,
yeah.
Jaden Stevenson, what the fuck?
He might be like 200K or something. Make you think.
Far out. Port, man, Jesus. Butters is gone next year, tell you that much. Yeah, anyway, that's just me rambling because I don't really don't want to click the green plus sign on Mill Brody, but look.
You're going to have to.
I might be out of my hands. The Ruck. So Tristan Cherry hasn't moved since I did it, but R2 has been just like, what the hell am I doing here for so long? For 2 weeks. And it was English, it was Jackson, and it was bloody, I don't know. Half of them I've looked at. Saw Shrek was 400K, and I was like, wouldn't that be great to be able to pick Shrek in 2026, but no one can do that. And now it's Dante Vicentini for 300K. Like, I don't know, what am I doing this? Like, if he gets the gig, even, do I consider this? I think I might, just because I don't really want to pick anyone else for 600K in the Rucks when I'm not even sure I trust him that much. Like, I know a lot of people have Gorn and Cherry, but I just don't think I'll be doing that. And I think if Dante's playing, George, I'll probably just go there at R2 to start the year and see how it shakes out. Especially when we might have Reedy, we might have McAndrew. One of them at R3, one of them at Flex, and just sort of, I don't know, flick them around to whoever I think's playing the easiest matchup that week. Sounds all right to me. We'll not go like one of the rookie price dudes on field because I think that's too risky. Because both of them could easily be out of the team like within 2 weeks. You know, Rob could come back. Reedy's not that good from what we've seen in a couple, the few games he's played. They could just go back to Pito. So I won't be doing that. But yeah, if Vicentini's there, it's an extra layer of protection, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, running back 270K Ruckman again after that went well last year.
Flynn should have gone well. Let's be real. We got pretty there, but
I brought him back in and he got like a 130 or something.
Yeah.
Dante, games above 80% CBA. Hold the line for one moment. I thought he'd like Sweet. I don't know if he beat Sweet, but he's been better in preseason in terms of the practice game. Average 74. 3 games above 80% CBA. Played Geelong, Giants, Freo, so pretty easy matchups for the Ruck. See how he goes in preseason. I think the plan was for them to, I think it was playing last year with Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But he did the syndesmosis in around 17, didn't see him again. Yeah, I've got him R2 at the moment. I don't know who to pick at R2. I think we're all in that same boat. Like, English has a really, really nice run. He's still in the frame for me.
Yeah, same. He was the one I took out.
So, yeah, I think
he's literally the one. Who would be the next? Who would be the next one after him? Jackson would be the next one you'd like after him if you had to have an order.
No, Jackson's playing inside mid now. I was listening to Fireball on Friday, and Tim Gossage was on there, like a Perth edition. He was saying they could play Cox, Jackson on ball, and Darcy in the ruck and forward or whatever. All three. I don't know about that, but that's what he's.
So Cox, Shrek, like rotating.
Together. Not my words, but that's potentially could happen.
Christ.
Oh man, the rules, like watching him jump yesterday, like DC was jumping all over Gorn earlier. I was thinking like this is the Luke Jackson rule basically, but I don't know. Maybe they like him elsewhere. But yeah, I've got the Sherry, Vicentini, McAndrew. Not keen on Reedy unless it's solo. He's not going to score much if he's with Pitney in the team.
Oh yeah, I guess if
But I
they're
think
both playing,
we'll
but it's
see.
almost like
See how we go. See if he can score. He gets a little bit of ruck time. Maybe because
mate, he
Vossi
did
likes his
nothing
2 rucks.
when he played at
Yeah,
Freo, right? He scored absolutely stuff all.
yeah. We got
It was only
open
like
road
a
to look
few
at it.
games, but
'Cause I don't want a dead rookie because he was basically a dead rookie last year. So
that's
apparently
right.
Pitney's ahead, but we'll see. Sherry, I've seen a lot of people fade Sherry as well. People concerned he's a stoppage heavy sort of ruckman.
No,
The fixture is like he's going to beat down on players early, but I am slightly concerned. He's got 3 injury games priced into him where he scored like 83 weeks in a row with the hammy. He set out like the last 10, 15 minutes of those games where he's kind of struggled. So a little bit of injury games baked into him if you want to count that. I think I'll just keep Sherry and then no buy easy fixture. I'll go Dante. If it doesn't work out, I don't think I'll go McAndrew R2. I think I'll go back to English.
yeah, I don't see how I'm fading Cherry. He won't move unless something drastic happens. Unless they made a
Yeah.
new rule and said there'll be no ball ups anymore. Everything's a free kick. Like, come on, man. There'll be the man will still dominate. Especially that first 6 weeks is like ridiculous. Even at 2 months, really. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. So no chance. Cool. So we got the same there. Long way of getting to that answer, but it is a big talking point. Like it is. I'm sure a lot of people are going, "What the hell am I doing?" So yeah, big watch over the next couple of weeks. But I don't think Cherry's a watch. I just think I'm picking him pretty much no matter what. And the forward line, I think most will be pretty similar here, at least for probably 80% of it. Just depends whether they have, cash from elsewhere on other lines spent more in the forward line than others. But Shees, Track, Flanders, Philippou, and then just like rounding out with rookies that haven't really moved. I haven't really touched the forward line, to be honest, besides going maybe Cozzy, maybe not, or Fraser, how does this look if I have one less defender or whatever? So, yeah, Todd Marshall, Lombard, Harvey Harrison, I don't know, he might play. Whatever, we'll figure it out. But
I'm not sure Marshall plays.
yeah, people saying it's pretty average. But what's
We'll see.
the other option? Isn't it like the mid-season draftee from last year, Ham or whatever?
Not sure.
Not sure. Yeah, I don't know. You got anything different than those sort of, especially like the first 4? Have you got any extra primo? No,
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Sheasel, Petrarca, Flanders, Philippou, and then a bunch of rooks. Then rookie and flex as well.
It's funny.
I think I'll
Forward line
put
will probably be really similar for everyone starting, but then it's like after that, during the season, it'll be like, we'll be going, who do we trade in here to finish out our teams? It looks, it's really different this year. Like obviously ranking eventually, I would say at some point.
Sam Darcy.
Like key forwards is, Phil Thorpe, Darcy. Like, do you go them? Like, you don't really want to go them too early, I wouldn't have thought, unless they have a really good run. But Nick Martin out for the year, obviously. Graham Meister's sitting there at 7th average last year, actually.
Yeah, he was good on last year, actually.
Had him for a bit, yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. The forward line looks really, really weak on paper to begin with, anyway. But obviously, the ones we like, Cheezel, Track, Flanders, are the ones we think will probably be the top enders. So,
I think,
yeah.
I was playing around before. I was thinking I could split Dawson into Harley Reid and Rochelle, but that's only if I can project Rochelle to be a keeper. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yep. Yeah, so do we have anything too different structure-wise? I just think I had an extra.
Not really. Like nearly like the same team.
I just spent more, obviously, with Bond. By the way, everyone listening or watching, we didn't talk about this before the podcast. John had no idea what my team was. I haven't really done anything, or I think I might have posted a team during the week somewhere, but I'll tell you, it's probably way different from what it was then. So yeah, interesting. Like, it's really going to come down to where the best rookies lie, right? Because if there's a heap, I think defender rookies could be are much better than we think. So you might want to field a few there, and then I'll just take that cash out. But I don't really want to whack it in the midfield maybe either. Already running like 6 deep there, only 2 rookies on field. So it's like, where do I put it? Maybe it goes back into the forward line, but then who do you want to pick in the forward line? No one, like outside of what we said, no one. So it's a weird balancing act, eh?
We'll get plenty of rookies in the forward line. I've got Harrison, Robertson, Doveston, and Lombard, but maybe Lafau will play, Latrell. Jefferson is one who played really well. So I think he'll play for Melbourne, but he's key forward. So there'll be options in the forward line, but a lot of them are like, I don't really want to field any of them.
Correct.
Maybe Dev, but that's the thing. So I'm thinking like I might just cop a week F6 and then like one player will drop off, and I don't know, maybe Lombard. He's looking a good prospect. Maybe he can give us 60 or something. I don't know if he plays. So we'll worry about that later. But I don't think we're short of rookies this year.
No. We'll see, but I'm sure we'll change it a lot in the next couple of weeks. All right, George, that's already done. Almost heading up an hour. We always still, mate, till we retire. We'll always never do a short podcast. So
I looked at the run sheet. I'm not sure we'll make 40 minutes here, and we're pushing an hour.
You wanted to finish off with just having a look at ownership and anything that stands out to you, low or high on anyone, or general opinion. So you got anything for me, mate?
The most owned is Jagger, 75, and Harry at 70%. Reedy's in 64%, which is a lot. We'll kind of see. Brody, your man's up to 55%, but try and find a few interesting ones. So Nas's in 52%, which is a lot. I've seen a fair few fade Nas, which I can understand. Willem Dersmer's in 41. I can't see myself paying that for him, but he looked all right in the West Coast intra.
Yep.
Not a heap of ball, like good mark, but yeah, that West Coast intra was like their 45-year-old coaches were playing. Like Harry Taylor was lining up on a Archer Reed. Colby's 41. Nick's jumped to 40. I reckon that was 36 before Origin. Parrish 38, so pretty highly owned. Errol's 30.
I don't know, George. I feel like Parrish, that's low for a guy, like a pick like
You
that.
reckon?
We didn't speak about him, but I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, he just gets injured. He'll just get injured. But dude, he's priced at what, 60? Is that 60? I'm not saying he's going to sit here and go 110, but if he's fit and he'd
be like 63-ish, I reckon.
He doesn't really play anywhere else. If he's getting 55, 60% of CBAs, he's going to do 95, at least, right? I can't seem to be much worse than that, and that's just a pick. I don't think you can really fade. Like, that's just one. You can say he's injury prone or say he's not that good or he's overrated, whatever. I just don't think you can really fade a pick like that. Granted, he's healthy in the next 3 weeks and playing around, all goes well. Yeah, you agree there? Like, I feel like it should be higher.
Well, it's like there's only one risk with him, and that's getting injured. There's no role risk. I don't think scoring is a problem with him, and the bar is low at his price anyway for what he needs to do. He needs to do 15 less, maybe 20 less of his best to be a good pick. So you should be fine. So I've got him. Treloar, 24. I reckon that was a lot higher before he did I think it was a calf or a hammy. So, no, I'm not touching Treloar. I'm good. Might be good, but again, like, what's the role? Is Fraser going to jump in? We got Liver there.
That's the thing. Like, I don't have Treloar. We both don't. But if it does look pretty good mid-time wise, I will find it hard to fade him. But he's different in Parrish that he's a lot older, and these problems have been really bad the last couple of years. Like,
and they've continued.
Barely played. It's just way more risk with him. But if the role looks too good, then I may still do it as well. Like, I just think the bar's so low, like you said.
Bond's at 23.7, which I think is probably low for him. The top price player in the game, usually they're much higher. I think you'd be happy with that if you don't or you do have him, you're like, you kind of go
that much, but then
it's a bit of a weird one there. Layla's 21%, Duff Tightlet 19.4. I can't see myself paying for that. He did kick 5 in the intra club. He looked all right. Gorn 17% could be nice pod. Finn Callahan didn't play in the trial or intra club they had. Bit of soreness in the hip flexor or something like that. He's at 15%. Harley Reid 14. DeGoey at 12. Bit of DeConing Love at 12%.
Look, we'll see, because I might go there, considering, depending what they do with the split, right? Like,
yeah.
60-40 probably won't. Like, it'd have to be still like a 70, right? 70%-ish.
Yeah.
To see.
Yeah,
go on.
I was just going to say, they've paid him obviously to be the main ruck, but he's done a cup in preseason as well. He doesn't really survive full seasons. Maybe they manage him a bit, put Marshall in the ruck when they need to.
Yeah,
it's not for me that pick.
Yeah,
I mean, he could score very, very heavy though, but
probably
that. Nick Newman 9.5%. In fantasy, he's really highly owned. I reckon 30+%.
Really?
Not touching that. Sam Walsh is getting a bit more popular.
He was in there, I reckon, when I reopened my team after not making it for a month, because I was like, I think I put him in there initially, but it is really hard to trust his back. But he's apparently flying, and it's like, cool, everyone's flying, but not for Sam. That's not like, that is cool, because he hasn't in many preseasons gone past since he's been at his best. So it is slightly tempting. Like, it is. I'm keen to see against the Swans around 0 what truly his mid-time is. Like, is it back to just him and Cripper top 2 and then everyone folding in behind that? Because he is flying, and that's, he would be the, in my opinion, second best mid fully fit. But do they stick him off half forward still to?
That's what I would have thought.
Get him back in, it's
Cripps can't really move, but I'm not sure what they're thinking.
We'll see. Maybe look, I probably won't go there. It is obviously risky, but I do always love me some Sam Walsh. But there's plenty of other options, but he is cheap. So
Whitfield 10%, Bergman 10%. I think a few of us have called on Bergman, including me, but we'll see. Will Ashcroft 8.4, Rankins an 8%. Obviously missing round 1, and it's not best 18 that round, so it might be a bit hard unless you get a good score on the field, also on the bench rather. Sinclair 7.7 for what he did without Nass in the back line late last year. That could be a nice pod there, good opportunity. And then it's very like 6-7%. You got McAndrew, that will spike if he's named round 1. McLuggage 5%. Freya's very low, 5%. So there's not really much else. Brent Daniels, if he got back to his 85 plus, would be a decent pick. He's at 4%. Clayton Oliver 3.7. So even with Tom Green, I think people are sort of done with Oliver. Maybe he gets back to his best. Merritt at 3% is pretty criminal, but don't know. With Essendon, my man Cogs 2.5%. Probably didn't have a great game last night. We'll see what happens with their mid-time, but he's not in my team. And you're not much really else interesting. Dunkley at 2%, but I think he's had a limited preseason. So, some interesting ones there. No real massive surprises. Maybe Bonnet at low 20s I thought was probably low. I reckon that will probably rise.
Yeah.
We'll see big shifts in the ruck line with if any of these cheap guys get named round 1.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like, I think this defender, this D1 is really going to be like everyone's got Nass, right? The Nass is at bloody 52% or whatever you said. And then the other 3 are all like 10, 8, 7, right? So there's a chance there to, pick the one who starts the best. I still think they'll all be in the top 6 really by the end of the year, besides injury for like Sinclair or Whitfield or something. Or obviously anyone can get injured, but that's like the bigger worry with the older dudes. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Like, do you just default to Nass, or do you take a chance on one of the other guys? Be interesting.
Yeah, I'll probably run 2 of them. I like them. If not, go Geordie Clark.
I can always go back to our man.
Yeah.
All right, George. Well, we'll wrap it up there, mate. It's good to be back. Plenty will change over the next couple of weeks. We'll do probably just one a week. After first lot of games and then next lot, and then
That's round 1. What the hell?
round 0 first,
That's
and then
crazy. Yeah,
get
that's
to
true.
watch a few games. And then
24 days, 22 hours I've got here till round 1. So
till
7
the
days
SuperCoach
again.
counter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, I'm not wrong, right? It's 3 weeks till footy. And then I was like, oh, that's because it's until round 1, not round 0. So, yeah, mate, it's coming around quick. Thanks, everyone, for listening. I'm sure you've been following with George's videos. Anything people need to do, George? Get in the Discord. I know your leagues, you're doing them probably in the next week.
Yeah, if you want to sign up for FTTV League, I'll chuck you in one of those. If you've ranked all right, I'll put you in a league with a lot of other good people. So that's always good. People like that. Hopefully get an eliminator fired up soon. Running out of time, but I think that'll be fun. I have this idea where it'll be like that. We've got SC Cup this year, which is
That's right, yeah.
which is good to get. But like if you lose, you're out for good. So it's like sort of knockout from round 7. But this one, I want to do like first 4 weeks, then like the bottom 20% drop out, and then the next 20% drop out, whatever. Do that all the year. So it'll be interesting. People do that, have prizes. I ran a comp last year with a prize, and I got to it was too much admin work to count on all the stuff. So maybe we'll double the prize for this next year. I promised the Guernsey. I feel bad for that, but the admin work was like a 3-hour job. So I was like, oh, no.
Need to automate it, mate. Need to get Hammy to automate it.
Yeah, Hammy will decide whether it goes ahead or not.
I better shout out Footy Scores. Hammy's done a heap of work on that in the off season. I think he's setting up for a big year. Sort of last year's maybe more of a testing period. Obviously, still worked and we used it, but he's added a heap, on player profiles and yeah. Hey, Sammy Mitchell said, mate, if you're not using it, well, actually, Kane said that, right? He's like, if you're not using it, you're behind.
Yeah.
But player profiles and historical data, all that sort of stuff. You can look at like players without players in their team. Way more on there than this year than there was last year. So check it out. Footy Scores, what is it? .net. So outside of that, George, good to be back, and we'll see everyone next week.